Pepper's broken. Oh, and now it unmutes me. Good job, Ash. You dumb bitch. Hey, everybody, welcome to Make Space on Thursday night. Nailing it as always. Happy. I want to say either 1 year and 2 year anniversary of the stream. I forget. 2 year anniversary of the stream, 1 year anniversary of us being friends with Slices and Dices. Something about that. Happy birthday to all involved. Hey, welcome. You would really make us happy if you do us the honor of either hitting follow if you're catching the VOD on YouTube, or just hitting that heart down below, get notified when we go live on Twitch. We play about twice a week, give or take, and we're all homebrew campaigns at the moment. Songs of Creation, DM'd by this Matt. Our brand new series, The Broken Cauldron, which is extremely fun, DM'd by Alicia. Every other Thursday night that isn't Songs of Creation. So good. So good. Oh my god. Pure chaos. It is incredible. It's incredible. And also, the grand return of Artema, our seafaring campaign, DM'd by Mike. He's got it all ready to go. He's been hard at work writing. The thoughts are flowing. No one's it's just gonna be fantastic. Yeah. So come back this Saturday night. I want to say 8:30ish. You know how it goes. But we're coming back. We're coming back, and we have a brand new Mate of Fate joining it. Is it a surprise? I don't remember if we said it was a surprise or not. Can we just say it?
I think we can just say it.
Oh wait, am I in charge here? I'm gonna say it.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's Maeve. It's great. Maeve is joining Artema full time. It's gonna be so good. So 1 year ago, Mike and I were hopping around different Twitch streams, and we found Slices and Dices, and we're just texting each other privately, these guys are great.
Seriously, been a year?
Yeah.
It's been a year.
You guys were fighting some kind of crystal Ichor thing.
The word Ichor was used excessively, I remember. And Mike and I made it our mission. We were this time next year.
I have no idea.
We were definitely doing, I think we were doing
Ravenloft
last year.
It was
Ravenloft. It was Ravenloft.
Oh, that would have been the first, it was probably the first Amber Plinth.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
When Moina decided to go swimming in the ooze. Yeah.
Yes.
That was the episode. That was the one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in. I'm just gonna dive in.
I'm player Sarah knows it's a terrible idea. My character does not. So
that's why we fell in love with you. That's exactly why we fell in love.
That laugh of satisfaction of oh, this is not what I thought you would do. Yes.
Did you hear his evil cackle? It sounds like butter. We're as God is my witness, we will make them join us full time on our own homebrew streams. And now we got Matt and Sarah and Maeve. Megan, we're coming for you next, and then we'll be happy. Yeah. Slices of Fate 2024. Make it happen. I had other announcements.
Running it down.
All right. If you want, you can go to matesofate.com for all our socials and merch, or if you want a link to donate, because Broken Cauldron is a charity campaign, we're raising money for Michael J. Fox Foundation. All campaign. It's going to be fantastic. So if you want a link to that, matesofate.com. Thanks as always to Syrinscape for our epic sound set. If you want to make your home game more epic, visit Syrinscape.com. And Matt has an announcement about Thing. This Matt, not that Matt.
Yeah,
tell us, Matt.
So, we've been pretty excited about this one. We still have some of the details forthcoming, but we are happy to announce that we are going to have our very first community art contest. So, yeah, the high-level rules are that you have to submit some art on our Discord, which if you are here in the chat, go ahead and check it. And Nightbot should have posted the link somewhere in there, and you can go find our Discord, and there is an art text channel somewhere in the Discord. You can go there and post pictures of anything as long as it is tabletop RPG related art, fantasy art, something along those lines. It doesn't have to be fantasy. If maybe it's for Warhammer or for sci-fi or anything. But the point is, it has to be something related to tabletop gaming in some way. But yeah, looking forward to seeing all the different submissions. So, it's going to be community voted and support. So whichever one that everybody loves.
We're going to let the Discord decide who the winner is. Yeah. And what does the winner win, Matt?
I believe I'm going to try and see if I can get it to be a Wacom tablet.
Oh, shit, really?
Not the ones with a fancy screen, but it's still going to be a nice way for you to continue to
All
get
right.
better and better and better with
I like that.
Cool.
Very cool. We'll throw in a Mates of Fate t-shirt too. Just because we can do that. And that'll make our third Mates of Fate t-shirt in existence.
So yeah, we'll have to get your size and stuff. Maybe we'll do a runner-up prize as well or something. We'll figure it out. But point is, details are going to be coming, rules, official things, and of course any legal exclusions for anyone who lives in like weird areas of Canada. I'm so sorry, but yeah.
That's on you. You knew when you moved there.
Or continue to live there. All right.
Born there. How dare you?
I'm so sorry.
Okay.
All right.
I think that's it, right? I think that's it. Are we good? Visit our friends on Slices and Dices. They're
Yeah, what do you guys
a
found?
better stream than this one. But this one's better now that they're on it.
Oh, bless your heart.
Okay, let's play RPGs.
All right.
Stop saying
So,
it. Stop saying
Let's play RPGs. I just got that too. I'm just like,
it. I'm a workshop that a bit. It's not.
what kind of Dr.
Yeah.
Pibb bullshit is that? No. Mr. Cola. All right.
Let's play Songs of Creation.
Yay!
There you go.
So,
Sarah, you're hired.
when last we left our adventurers, you guys were chasing a monkey.
Like you did.
What
Look,
better way to spend a Thursday?
they can't all be high fantasy, all right? So, yeah, you guys went around Hargrave after having a roughest hangover of your life, Ardrin. Having literally wrecked the ship. The big ship perched atop the cliff of...
Technically, I did not wreck the ship. Gravity wrecked the ship.
Fair enough. So, Isaac Newton, big bad evil guy in this campaign,
Yes.
brought the ship down. Actually,
PG of my life.
Too soon. He brought the ship down, and yeah, it wrecked, but everyone seemed pretty okay. Mostly because they were still asleep. You guys got up bright and early, thanks to Elian coming down, finding you all waking up in the middle of just the brightest morning ever. You went and had a delicious breakfast, and then went to go say, "Oh yeah, let's go check on that devil guy in the Iron Maiden in the feather house." At which point you realized you didn't have the feather to get into the house. Shit, where's my wallet? Where's my keys? Oh god, has anyone seen my... You went back...
At least once a month.
Yeah, retrace...
Where's my feather?
Yeah, dude, where's my feather?
What's mine say?
It's like, I can't read!
I've told you this before, and it is hurtful that you do not remember.
So you went back and expecting in this seedy pirate town that it was going to be one of the little bastard street urchins that had taken, that robbed you blind. And indeed it was. It just was a monkey. Damn monkey that took the feather and then taunted you about it and then ran off, also carrying a couple other little trinkets that the monkey used or took from some of the incapacitated patrons. Ran off in the woods. You guys ran off to follow the damn thing in the woods. It was dark and a pain in the ass, and then you found yourselves finally seeing the monkey lying perfectly still on a mound of dirt. You went to go get the feather using a mage hand, which was very clever. But then one of you went to go check on the monkey, and then big old asshole came out of nowhere. And
A befanged asshole, no
Yeah.
less.
yes, Charybdis, a massive monster, pretty much a sarlacc, right? The things that you thought were pine trees started undulating like tentacles and whomp, lay some hurting on you. You guys all teamed up, and holy crap, you really let loose and got to see what each other's made of and took the thing down, much to my frustration. Good job, everybody. You then bringing the monkey back with a little bit of lay on hands, lay on fist, I think you said.
Lay on the asshole.
Yeah. Oh, god damn it.
This kind of campaign. It's this kind of campaign.
Love it. So, brought the monkey back, at which point it was grateful for you saving its life. well, really, it just got coughed up by the dying thing, but that's besides the point. Led you to a, I don't know, wall where sort of like you would see in like barn swallows or something, where they have a bunch of nests with little feathers and bits of stick and mud. Instead, you found a bunch of just hundreds, maybe 1,000 monkeys all lining this alcove with their own little nests, each one speckled with coins, with trinkets, with balls and pearls, jewelry and feathers and petals from flowers, all sorts of things. And gave you a gift, a bracelet, curious one. And you also had taken away with it I believe it was a ring of water walking, and Spine Crusher, you have a locket with a fairly handsome looking gnome on it.
You want to place bets on if I already put that in my inventory or not?
That's a big.
You forgot that you had it.
Big negative.
You forgot.
Yes,
that you're Spine Crusher.
I think I have the Ring of Water Walking, and then I have the mystery armband to be identified at a later date.
A locket with a gnome in it, right? Right?
Yes, I have the Ring of Water
6
Walking.
months. 6 months
We
from
can't
now,
hear you,
Mike's
Matt.
gonna try and like pull out a guy. Like it says, I have a gnome. It says that he's in there.
Matt, we can't hear you.
Oh, shit.
There
Sorry
you
about
It's a
that.
Linus locket.
It's a locket with a what? With a gnome in it?
With a picture of a gnome, not an actual gnome.
I know.
It's a
I
kind
know.
of Flavor Flav bullshit is that, like a big ass.
It's a pocket gnome. Never heard of
A
a
little
pocket gnome?
poisonay gnome? I don't know.
Yeah.
A dwarf gnome.
Yeah, you open up the door of the locket, and you just hear a voice. Hey, close that! It's freezing out here. All right.
You ever hear it knocking?
God damn it.
Outside of a golden cuckoo clock.
Speaking of knocking, Adraxa, happy to have your feather back. You drew the line through the air, and drawing a carved neon white light that splits the air into this massive arc, wherein you soon see a door open. You open it, and there on the other side of this space, you see the Feather House, the strange extraplanar pocket dimension that exists wherein your friends and loved ones and a devil inside of a torture device are all waiting. You guys go in.
Yeah. I throw open the door, peek my head in. Sarah! Sarah!
Oh my god, you're so loud! What's wrong?
How's the devil? Everything's fine.
Fine. I mean, it smells in there a little, but I mean, I guess he kind of smelled to begin with.
Is he still in there? Are you checking on him?
Oh yeah.
Thanks. I knew I could trust you.
I didn't want to give him like a sandwich or anything. Did you want you wanted me to make him one?
I mean, I don't
Listen, I
want to
can
commit
make
any
him-
like war crimes, you know. Just
Okay. Do you know if he's like vegan or anything?
like I said, I don't want to commit any war crimes. I would feed him, you know, something edible.
Okay, I'll ask him, I guess. All right. She goes into the room.
Okay. We don't hear screaming otherwise.
No, soon after you start hearing what sounds like, yeah, it sounds like screaming, but then you realize, oh wait, that's just her speaking infernal. Okay.
Yeah, I just like step into the house. It looks like the foyer's still pretty dusty from the last time I threw this open and started screaming. But I just leave it open, like without any kind of, you know, formalities or manners to invite everyone else in. I just walk in and head to the kitchen to look for something to eat.
Yeah, soon enough, you do find the pantry's getting a bit low. Honestly, it seems like almost like the people you see lingering around look a little bit down about that. Like it could be maybe restocked with some better food. But
Spine Crusher, we gotta resupply when we get into the city. Or anywhere that has supplies. I don't know what anywhere has.
Looking a bit bare bones.
Yeah, a little bit. It's making me sad. We'll restock them from the airship, and then we'll just restock the airship. Because they can get their own food.
Oh, well,
Did,
if you need something immediately, I can help.
Do you have like a market?
there's food. Yeah, it's more like there's enough food to sustain them, but it's kind of I don't know. Picture the the saddest cafe that's still open at 1 a.m. at the rest stop, but you've got to get food. So you get what they have, and maybe that sandwich is not bad.
All right, I mean, I can create enough food to feed 15 people if it won't be terribly exciting, but it is food. Just let me know.
Guys, are we trying to fuck this guy or is he our prisoner?
I would prefer that you not fuck him, Malik. He is our prisoner. I mean,
Like, give him the bare minimum.
it's not consensual
He's the
whatever you
devil.
do. Like, he's in an Iron Maiden. There is no consenting. You cannot.
Ugh.
Yeah, they need fruit. Okay, who else is here? It's just it's Zara, Arlington, and refugees right now, right? There's nobody.
Refugees, you see a few of the people, the southern Flahelgians. Right? Where it was on the border between Flahel.
Oh yeah.
From the First Legion attack on the border between Fergendal and Flohelg.
Oh, did the couple that had their baby? They have their
Yeah.
baby?
Yeah.
Do they have enough food?
At this point, the baby is
Do you guys-
actually.
Do you guys
starting
have
to-
enough food?
You see, the baby's like turning his head well.
Thing we're up so fast. I can't.
Your child is getting big.
Thank you.
How old is he now?
Who are you?
Oh, Spinecrusher's been in the Feather House.
Are you the? Oh yes, no, darling. That's the man that came in the one time. Don't worry about it.
This is
You
Spine
were
Crusher.
sleeping. You were sleeping. It was my turn with the baby.
He is my traveling companion. Young Brunen's looking very, very well. Do you guys have everything you need? You probably don't get a lot of sunlight right now.
Or sleep. No,
Well,
that's on us. I understand. Don't worry. I'm not asking.
okay. We're gonna get to a city we can resupply you guys soon.
That would be lovely. I believe Regina was looking for you.
Reggie? Reggie's
Oh,
in
is that-
Feather House?
Yeah.
I thought we left her in Pirate Town.
Hmm? No.
Reggie!
Constant vision.
Reggie! Hey!
Soon enough, yeah, she comes by, gives you.
Very vigilant. Okay. That's my favorite
Yeah,
news.
Matt and Sarah, you see a tiefling with red and brown and pale vitiligo skin. She's wearing this almost looks like a sort of navy blue, black like a jumpsuit, right, with a little bit of silver adornment on it. Looks, some of the features you think seem to be borrowed from Zara. So it seems like they're swapping outfits at this point.
Adorable.
Yeah. Well, it's good to see you, and also you've brought more friends. The provisions here are getting a bit scant.
Yeah, so we heard. New people.
Yes, about that. And I'm just going to cast a spell real quick. Boom. Create food and water.
Lovely.
Thank you, sir.
So-
This is very kind.
That will sustain you off the day. The water will be good. Well, until you're finished with it, about 30 gallons. But the rest of the food you need to eat within the next 24 hours. So please, by all means, fill up.
This is very impressive.
That is very impressive.
Very generous. Thank you.
How often can you do that, and to what scale?
To the scale that you just witnessed, and probably a few more times today, if necessary. But as I said, the food will spoil within 24 hours.
That's fine then. No,
Okay.
no, this should be more than enough for everyone. Thank you.
That was impressive,
I
yes.
am Regidol Granizia. And you are?
Oh, Ellie and Greystone, pleased to meet your acquaintance.
Pleased. Oh, and you, sir? Are you, you're wearing,
Yeah, he just found out. Yeah, it's been a tough day for him.
Don't take it as any indication of my allegiances. But my name is Aldrin. You may call me Aldrin. Just Aldrin.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Ardren.
My niece. She's my pride and joy.
She's your niece?
Yeah.
It's a long story. Tell you if you'd like. So,
It's not that long. It's only a couple million years.
could I maybe get out of the feather house for a few days? It would be nice to be able to stretch my legs somewhere that isn't haunted by
Stretch them here.
the smell of salt pork.
I hear what you're saying. Here's the thing, though. Here is safe because here is with me all the time,
Here is
and
safe,
outside
yes, I
is
know. And
not.
you keep me safe in your
Yes,
pocket.
correct.
Draxa.
If you're here, then you're safe and you will be alive, and the rest of, creation will be okay
Where
because
are you-
you're okay.
What are you doing outside of the feather house?
Nothing. Just keeping things safe. Just
Where are you
safe as
going
up.
next? What are you doing? What's happening?
Nowhere.
Nothing. Nowhere.
Definitely nowhere interested.
Good. Then I'll be perfectly safe outside of the feather house.
It's
doing
very
nothing
dangerous out there right now.
Very
There are
dangerous. Doing
creatures,
nothing interesting. Oh,
Pirates,
creatures. Oh.
mutants.
Mm-hmm.
Don't. Why do you have to be like this? Why can't you just trust me?
Would everyone like to put it to a vote? Do you think I could maybe...
I don't think they have all the information needed to vote.
Yes, as someone who has absolutely no idea what's happening right now, I don't feel properly educated to make a vote
He understands.
as to where you go. I would, however, love to understand what's going on here.
Certainly. To begin,
There was a prophecy.
prophecy I don't feel like has had much of a bearing on my life. At least from my perspective. I was born in Flohaug in the year 1066.
What year is it now?
No, I'm sorry, not 1066. It was 1678. Yeah.
And what year is it now?
About 1658. Right?
I think so.
It's
20
1650. So
yeah,
It's
we're
20
20
years
years in the
ago?
past. Yeah.
10 years.
Okay.
Or no, yes. It's yeah, so you are 16 or 10 years behind the day that she was born.
Okay, thank you. That's why I asked.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry, would you care to
But I
repeat
was-
that?
I was born 10 years from today. Well, from this.
You will be
Wait.
born 10 years from today. All right, interesting.
Yes, but I was raised more than millennia ago. There's not a word really for how long ago it was. The
Deliorgatha, if you're familiar. Beautiful city. Does not exist anymore.
yes, I'm told they're ruins now in Flohaug. It's a golden age.
So you were born 10 years in the future, but you were raised a millennia ago. Exactly how does that work?
To begin with, my mother was Queen Leliot Sean. The Shawns no longer rule Flohelg in this time. But they did in the timeline that existed prior to, well, Adraxa, good old Auntie Adraxa and her friends going about traversing through time. Follow me on this. It's a bit of a, as I said, a long story.
I feel like
All
I've
right.
explained it pretty concisely already, but be my guest.
My mother was the queen of
Your
Flohelg.
mother was not the queen.
My mother was the queen of
The
Flohelg.
woman
My
who
father,
birthed you was your queen.
Adraxa, please. Would you let her speak?
She was not your mother.
the woman who carried me into this world and died giving birth to me was Queen Leliet Sean. My father was not the king, however, but the royal advisor. She knew that, well, it would be known that I was not the king's offspring when I was born, as she was of pale complexion, he was not. What she didn't know was that Zafrid al-Hualid was, in fact, a devil who had infiltrated the king's close council. So I was born a tiefling. The doctors weren't prepared for it. The general, realized the treachery, brought me to the diplomatic summit in Kanya, where these lot, well, it was Drax and Brunin. I believe their friend Linus and another by the name of Arlington were there. They were given the keystone in the midst of a terrible disruption. I believe a dragon attacked, as you told the story. The Dologranitios rule in Kanya, I believe in this timeline as well, if I'm not mistaken. So at least that's still the case. It's strange, I met my father and he's younger than me now.
Handsome.
Oh, he was always handsome. But we were brought through the keystone that we were given by Thrain. Thrain Heartblood gave you the keystone. He appeared out of nowhere in the midst of the dragon attack. After Zephyr killed General Sikrus, carved out a circle with symbols in it, with his blood on the floor, leaving me crying, wailing. He left me there. From there he disappeared, but called forth a portal, opening up in the sky through which demons and scamps and imps of all sorts fell down to the ground and started to lay siege to Kanya in that time. The time that was your home, Adraxa. The time I was born in. And at that point, what did you do with the keystone?
We used the keystone in a way that we thought was appropriate before we learned otherwise.
That's fair.
We activated it by
by
hurling it onto the ground as hard as we could.
hence the name football.
Magic football.
So they took this arcane object, threw it on the ground, and at that point the entire world seemed to vanish away. The palace suddenly became trees surrounding them. The entire city vanished, and they couldn't understand what had happened until they realized they'd gone back to the year 1066. They find themselves involved in, well, the civil war between, well, not really a civil war so much as the death of the old Florhelgian Empire. Adraxa, you met your ancestor. You also caused a bit of a problem. The current dynasty forming, Grum Halfirk, the dwarven king of Florhelg, and also Gilles Tarosa, who came from the future with you, the famed Heegarishiel ambassador to Kanya, brought with him a prototype of an automaton. That automaton became the basis for the First Legion.
It did? That's why they're like that now?
That's what I've been able to piece together from what's happened.
Because Uziel's little fighting thing?
You bring technology from the future to the past, that suddenly the past has the technology of the future. They've jumped ahead. That's my best guess, looking over everything that's happened, trying to understand the consequences of all of our actions. From there, you went into the past, reaching Teleorgatha, where there was some signal they were looking for, some magical energy. My father, well, not the Threat, the devil, but the man who raised me and the woman who raised me, Elgrim Olgranizio and Stinis Salnaretti. They went with you to Teleorgatha. There, you spiked the football again, in the midst of a battle.
Yes.
Finding yourselves suddenly back in that city before it fell, before it was ruined. You saw the vault, the song vault, where they kept the songs of creation. A great, massive sphere of, if I'm not mistaken, the same material that your armor is made of. There, the entire city itself was enshrouded by a curtain of white snowfire, they called it. no one could remember the world outside beyond that curtain. They sent you on, in all likelihood, a fool's errand. No one had heard from you in 20 years as you went down into the Underdark.
It wasn't 20 years.
Yalarena and Vern Ujiwa as your guide. You know, attacked by Eret Sean's ancestor. Who then
Sorry. I said I wasn't going to interrupt, but there's been so much jumping around time. Let me see if I've got this much clear. So, you were born the illegitimate child of Queen and a demon who was masquerading as an advisor to your family. And as an infant were taken to a council where Adraxa and some others just happened to be in attendance, yes?
Yes.
And at that, they were given a keystone by someone who no longer exists, and they threw it to the ground, and you all went back in time 600 years.
Oh, he still exists.
Oh, well, I've never heard of him. Either way, so you all went back in time 600 years, and in doing so, accidentally took an automaton that became the prototype for the First Legion, put a pin in that, and then something about going further in the past and then partially to the future where you found the Song Vault? Oh, this is where I'm lost.
In the past, the Song Vault was in the past.
So you went 600 years in the past and then even further in the past.
We don't even know how further we went. Just to the beginning of the beginning, it seems.
I'd say the stars look different compared to what they are today.
All right. So I misunderstood something about going to the future. And then in the past, you found the Song Vault.
Well, we were raised. I was raised. I was an infant at the time. I was raised raised as one of the people of the city.
All the way in the 600-year past or the further past?
The further past.
Thank you. All right.
So, Teleorgatha was a beautiful place. I miss it, to tell the truth. There's a city on the water, canals and gleaming towers of emerald, of opal. Such work. Magic reverberating through every single facet of the buildings, every manner of people you could imagine. Some with heads of bulls, some with the Ascendants with like tattoos of glowing lines, golden and shining, silvery as moonlight on water. Beyond that, there was the place where the Ascendants, those who were refugees from the Nine Hells, were climbing up. There was the Underdark, a city. Well, there, down in the ground below, caverns stretching so far. We had built settlements within the mouth of that cavern, and the Ascendants kept coming up. They didn't know why. I trained during that time to learn to be a songkeeper. My mother taught me how to fight, as did Jeff Stower and Songblade. Miss her as well. We kept on seeing Ascendants coming up. People were arguing about what to do with them. Things got ugly. Very ugly. You lot went down into the Underdark. And while you were there, seemed to have found yourself in some space not unlike this, I imagine. Extra planar pocket. The space between worlds, yes. In their
2
time.
weeks stops.
2 weeks. But during that 2 weeks, 20 years passed for me.
You know I wouldn't have left you for 20 years. Not on purpose.
And that's fine.
Out of game. So she's not a kid? She's in her 20s?
She's, yeah.
Oh, I
She's
thought
about-
she was
I'd
like
say
a
she's about
kid.
20.
Okay.
No, she's about 20.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, she's a kid.
Yeah. So, from there, you came back with Zara. She'd escaped from the Nine Hells. This was back when, well, the walls, the plane, how do I put this, the veil, the wall separating all of the planes from each other was drawn up. Before that, it was a bit more fluid. But in the course of it, during the Ethereal War, I was told that they'd found a way to isolate those who had fought on the wrong side and keep the devils there in the Nine Hells. It was the least populated of the planes. There were innocents who were forced to flee. And they found a hole in the Red Plains. Zara doesn't like to speak of it, nor do the others. From there, they found a massive wall. I climbed up that wall for hours, for days. They don't know. At the top of it, they found Drow who had enslaved them. That climb gave them the name Ascendants. Zara was freed by you and the others, and we found out that the Drow were plotting with Zifrit, with my father. You found out it was to try and make a play at taking down Teleorgatha, going after the songs themselves. We escaped back. You warned everyone, and then they attacked. They carved holes through the plains, and demons, devils, they came pouring out from the sky, just as happened on the day that you named me.
I've never seen anything like it, not to that extent.
We went into the Song Vault. At some point, Heegarishiel had been pursuing you, which apparently had been pursuing you for far longer than I was born. Then we found out that Eric Sean had elevated himself to become a high songkeeper beneath Adina, the Red Scourge. He had found a way to infiltrate and disrupt the whole society, plotting everyone against each other. Their fears of starvation and famine against the Ascendants sufferings against those from Teleorgatha. It was horrible. And then he tried to use the songs to become a god. Trefstower came in, thank gods, for the last moment and snapped his neck. From there, the devils coming in, they had broken the seal of the Song Vault. All was lost. We couldn't hold them at bay any longer. We could feel their evil just filling the chamber, this holy space. We spiked the keystone once more. We came back. So this time, we saw the Song Vault crash into the ground, destroying the city itself. We saw Teleorgatha fall. The cavern collapse, killing everyone who lived in there. The tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, maybe. And then we came to a bay, an island formed of that very same material that adorns spine crushers and your armor, Ardrin. And since then, we've been more or less in this time. Came to Heegarishiel, where we were looking for answers and found ourselves pursued. Krustak has continued to chase us ever since, and there's my father. Seems to have his own agenda.
Not your father.
The whole time that she has been recounting the story, Elian has just been furiously scribbling in a notebook. And as she finishes, he looks at it. I'm not going to lie to you and say that this entirely makes sense, but... Well, I have it, and I suppose it will in time.
That is
You sort of
word for
closes
word
it.
exactly what I said to you yesterday. I do not understand why now you write it down.
It's a lot of words.
Yes, well, Adraxi just needed to hear it perhaps more slowly.
That's true. Not everyone can keep up with me.
This is true. Yours is certainly a unique mind.
He's not your father. You need to just stop fucking with the idea that you can be his ally. He's not your dad. Your dad is still a Dolagranizio.
Would it be possible to see? I know he's a child, and I know he doesn't know me in this time, but I'd like to see Kanya. I'd like to see where he is from. Some point.
We might have business in Kanya. We can make that happen. I mean, you gotta come with us.
I can live with that.
Okay. It's more comfortable in the feather house. Just saying.
Comfort isn't living.
You're killing me. You are gonna be the death of me.
Maybe not for you. Spinecrusher plops down in a chair and like puts his feet up. I feel like I'm living right now.
At this point, you hear, "Oh, look who decided to join! How are you doing?" And Arlington comes by. This
No.
rather rotund old man in a
God, again.
breastplate and
No.
yeah.
You're the reason they're out of food. You're done. You're out.
I'm not the reason they're out of food.
Yep.
It's not my problem. They don't know how to do proportions or the means.
There is an old friend of yours here on the
Oh!
Burning Isle, and I think you should go meet with him.
Gives you like a little shoulder rub there, Spinal Crusher. Oh, don't forget about our rematch, you.
How about now, Arlington?
Oh,
Not
you
now.
bet your ass right now.
Let's go.
Okay, does a 20 strength check.
So we'll do strength check. All right, what's that?
Grapple, just straight grapple.
Yeah, I gotcha. Hold on. Strength check. Okay. Let's go. All right, I'm doing this all off my PDF character. I got 13.
You bet your ass you do. Grabs you.
Oh,
Throws you on the ground.
Arlington.
Please stop encouraging this behavior.
Oh, look, there's food.
No. We have an important
Alien.
mission for you, Darlington. Listen. There
Alien
is...
just looks over to Adrax and says, "Do they do this often?"
We're not the intellectual type. I'm sorry, we never have been. There's an important
It
mission for you.
wasn't- It was just a question.
Yes, a lot, yes.
An important mission that you can't handle. Please tell me.
I could handle
Unless
it.
you
I could
just-
handle it. Listen, the Heegarishiel refugees, they've made camp here, but they're not safe. There's monsters in the woods and they need protection. They can't protect themselves.
Well, of course they can.
They can't. They need it. They need
Probably
an
try and use a pen and paper to work out the angle of a sword.
Exactly. I know, these bookworms, right? They don't have your brawn. Here's what you need to do because we can't handle it ourselves. They need a protector, Arlington. They need a paladin like Brave and Drew.
Well, obviously enough, you need someone capable of the job, and you lot are just
Hell,
not up to it. So
that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Terribly incapable of lifting anything other than a pen myself.
who's going to protect everyone in here? Are you? Everyone is like, oh no, we're fine. We are fine. Yes, Arlington. They need your help.
They do need your help, Arlington.
Yes, please go, Arlington. Go help them.
They'll be ever so grateful to have your guidance. So,
Persuasion check.
Blue Pitch Gaming has given you advantage, by the way. Okay,
Thank you, Blue.
persuasion. I'm gonna do. Oh, I'm proficient in this. I didn't know I was proficient in this. 24.
Whoa.
Oh.
Pack my bags right away.
The face.
And you see everyone in the feather house just kind of.
I make this gesture until he's like right out the door,
Shut the fuck up. Don't ruin this.
And then
Arlington.
Yes.
Till next we meet.
Till next time, you sorry bastard.
I slam the door in his face, and it just disappears from his existence.
Yep. The feather house
Okay.
blinks out.
That man will be missed.
By someone.
He is a
Okay.
god amongst men.
He is.
As all of that madness is going on, Elian has kind of just been watching Reggie after she's unloaded this pretty intense, like, life history. And he'll sort of take a seat beside her and say, you know, I do know a fair bit about choosing your family. And for what it's worth, Drex is not wrong. The most important family is the one you choose for yourself, or the one that chooses you.
Told you. Smart guy.
Can I overhear what Elian is saying?
What's your passive perception? Unless you're actively
I'm not-
trying to listen.
I'm not actively hiding this. I'm just making
Well, then-
conversation.
My passive perception is not great.
But, like,
wisdom's
we're in the
shit.
foyer. Like, you know.
Yeah, like I'm not.
No, you know, yeah. I'm not gonna.
behind
Yeah,
us.
if that's the case, you hear it. Yeah, it's
I
in
mean,
the open.
Ardrin, I would say that you would know I am adopted.
Oh, I know.
Okay, just making sure you know that.
Oh, I know very well.
Oh yes. Just making sure that that had made it through.
Oh, yeah. No, absolutely makes sense.
Yes.
Ardrin hears this. It doesn't say anything. Just sort of looks over at you, Elian, smiles. And then there's just sort of, I don't know, maybe what's your passive insight, I guess. I don't know.
What is my passive insight? Let's see. My passive insight is a 17.
Passive
damn.
insight's a stat. Man.
Oh yeah, there's all kinds of passive stats.
Everything technically is has a passive stat,
Yeah, it's 10 plus whatever you're scoring.
whatever your mod is. Yeah.
Just so you just sort of know without having to try. But damn, you are very insightful. I think looking at Ardrin, he probably doesn't do a very good job of hiding it. He's just, he hears this and he smiles at you, but you can see there's something that you said that made him very sad.
He'll sort of he'll stand from where he is sitting next to Reggie and just sort of walk as though casually moving to a different part of the room, but on the way past, just kind of give Ardrin a little, well, I would say a shoulder squeeze, but his shoulder's going to be like up here, so like just a little like squish on the forearm as he goes by, just to sort of be like, I saw that. We can talk later.
All right. At this point, Arlington, his bag's fully packed, like Bilbo going on an adventure. Yeah. You see that he stops, ready to go, and then goes over towards the Elian's feast and just grabs 1, 2, 4 different items. Is now walking.
Please do. They'll go bad by midnight.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be back for more if they do. Give me that one right there. Good. Yeah.
He's not with me.
And then, yeah, food up to his chin now. Goes out. Oh wait, no, he already left, didn't he?
Yeah, I thought he already left.
I'm so
He
sorry.
can come back with you for a second.
And then he left again.
In my head, he was still there packing his bags, but I forgot that you had shoved.
He
him out
left.
the door.
He left the room.
Yeah.
Maybe they shoved him into the room where he was packing.
Fair enough.
And the
then you
door's
come
that
back.
way.
And now Arlington is free and out of the feather house. Once the door closes, there's a collective. Just yeah.
Spinecrusher sheds a tear.
We can sterilize the hot tub and other people can enjoy it again.
Interesting fellow.
He's good in a fight.
I can
That's
see
not
that.
nothing.
Which is almost a daily occurrence. Yeah. So, where to next? And I mean, what about you? What family have you chosen?
Oh well, I was found by my mother when I was. I don't really know. We guessed maybe 4. Found me in the ruins of a village and took me under her wing, and Well, she is my family, though she is not blood. And of course there's Ardrin over here. Another one of Mother's adoptees, though not in quite so, cloying a manner. She was good at finding lost children, shall we say.
I like that. My grandma was always taking in the strays.
Yes, well, my mother was taking in the strays and trying to bring them to the light of Krustak, which, as we now know, is perhaps not going to be a very pleasant conversation when next we meet.
Are you going to try and convince her? How do you think that's gonna go?
I don't know what I'm going to do. And I
Who's
don't
your,
think I will.
who's your mom?
Elamar Overkesh.
Do I know that name?
Make a history check.
An intimidation check?
History.
Intimidation? Oh my god, that's an 18.
Nice!
No.
Okay,
It would have been really good, sorry.
she's not from Florida.
Maybe she didn't exist in your timeline.
That's possible.
Okay.
She is, shall we say, one of the more
Religion
aggressive.
check. Sorry, religion check probably would have been better off, I should have said. Yeah.
You never make one of those before I continue, that's fine.
You can try and make a religion check.
I can. That's a nat 1. My god leaves me. Oh, what's happening? Oh no.
Nothing at all. Sorry, go on.
My mother is, well, perhaps one of the more aggressive priestesses of Krustak. She met my father while attempting to convert the entirety of the Heegarishiel Academy to the light by herself.
How did that go?
Not well, she was banished.
Weird.
Yes, it went about as well as one would expect, but her determination was never diminished. That is one of her more frustrating yet admirable qualities.
Well, I respect the fighter, even if, they're a bit of a zealot.
Yes, well, on that front we never were exactly in agreement. But, it's been many years and I do love my mother for what she did for me and, well, I would never say she was a bad parent. She was very good in her own way.
You should see her then. If I could see my parents and have them know me as their daughter, I would do it in a heartbeat. I would trade almost the world for that.
Oh, I'm
But-
sure I shall see her again once. Well, our paths tend to cross in mysterious ways.
You never know.
Sure, she's
Please.
great. No one ever thinks they're the bad guy in their own story.
Oh, I'm sure she's fine. She is quite the survivor. But she might not be fine when certain information comes to light. And I desperately don't want to be the one to make that happen, but we shall see. I suppose we all do what we must.
This is what I keep spinning my carriage wheels on, is I see a war on the horizon, and we need many people to fight on our side if we're not gonna lose everything in creation. But I don't know how to convince anyone of the truth. We don't really have proof. You just have to believe Spinecrusher when he says that, a devil tore open a hole in the sky. Nobody believes Spinecrusher even when he's telling the truth. We have a
Well,
That
and this is simply speaking theoretically because, well, I only learned of this yesterday and haven't really had time to think about it, but it seems to me that, well, everybody always eventually reveals their cards. And perhaps it is not for us to prove, but rather find a way to force Krustak to reveal his own hand.
He's not shy about it. I mean,
I do not know exactly how that would work, but Well, he doesn't seem to be shy about it on the small scale, but obviously there's still an entire religion that worships him as the bringer of the light, so perhaps... if there is some way...
A moment. At this point, Reggie goes running into her room kind of frantically, starts digging through her belongings. And soon
Sorry,
enough...
did I say something to upset her?
No. Soon enough, she comes back out with this sort of like frantic look on her face. What about this? And she hands you the picture that you had gotten, the portrait of Yelorena Brunin, of Uadraxa, of Malik, of everyone, and of herself.
Yes, this makes me very sad. Thank you for reminding me.
No. Uadraxa.
What is this?
You see what looks like effectively a photograph, but it's such an uncanny likeness. It's something you've never seen before. Technology simply doesn't exist. This is remarkable. The person from Heegarishiel, she had been able to take this picture, make it of you and of everyone.
Right.
What if there was a way to capture Krushak's true nature in some way? Using whatever device she had, it could give us proof. I don't...
Device, you say?
No.
Where?
It was in Heegarishiel.
Some kind of mechanical thing, and we just had to stare at it for a while, and then she created this portrait.
I have never seen such a thing. What?
I'm assuming I have never seen such a thing. Have I seen like the infancy of this technology? Perhaps?
I mean, when was the last time he was in Heegarishiel? She had a shop.
This is new. Yeah, but I mean, you could make a... Well, yeah, I'll just let you do a straight intelligence roll.
Straight up roll, got it.
Yeah.
Let me check. Normal. 13.
You're starting to think about it. You haven't seen this specific thing done or read any papers on this specific subject, but you start to piece together, well, maybe it's some kind of photoreactive chemical that's also applied to maybe a silver-backed plate, which would then explain them. Oh, well, yeah, I could see how they might be able to do it.
I could see how this potentially might work, but... Well, we did speak of going to Heegarishiel, and I do have many connections there. I may be able to work out what exactly this device was.
Or if she has not perished and, when Heegarishiel vanished, we might just be able to find her again. She was pretty nice. She had a cat. I did not like the cat, but she was great.
I like cats.
Sorry, I'm a little behind everyone else. You're saying that there's some kind of magical artifact that if you point it at something or someone, it will reveal their true nature?
Not magic, my dear friend, science. But no, it will capture a likeness. Like this one here.
Potato, I don't really know the difference, but
In
what I'm trying to say
I understand what our young friend here is suggesting, and it would be that were we to be in possession of such a device, it might be possible if we were to be in the presence of Krustak in his true form, as it were, we might be able to capture that image, although I do not know how we would then convince others that that is who is in the image itself.
You're right.
I am, however, still fascinated with this device and absolutely would like to meet the woman who invented it because, well, what can I say?
She was kind.
Mm.
Yes, you should go to Heegarishiel.
Well, I do need to look after my family. Sisters, father.
We need to drop off all these refugees.
More refugees?
Yeah, well, we found a lot of the people that fled Heegarishiel. A lot of them survived, so it's all good.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Why would we bring them back then?
Oh, no, I thought you meant bringing them back here. I was going to say we're pretty full and no vacancy.
Oh, no, I meant bring them back
Well,
to the
except
city.
for one.
No.
Well,
One
the city
solo.
is... Aldrin, friend, the city has returned, and they want to return to their home. It is no longer vanished from this plane of reality.
I see.
I'm sorry. I do believe we perhaps have overburdened my friend with information today. I'm sorry. I got a bit carried away with myself.
It's been a day.
Perfectly all right. It's been a long time since I've been able to talk about everything, and it does seem honestly like a bit of a whirlwind. I put it all out there like that.
I kind of tap Spinecrusher's chest with the back of my hand, and I point to Arjun. That's exactly what your face looked like on the day I met you. Just like that.
Like what? No.
Yeah, no. For days.
Like that?
Days, just your head was spinning. You were so annoying.
I guess I was a bit of a downer. I had good reason to be, though.
As does my friend here. We have, in fact... Or he has rather seen his world turned on end, and I do not fault him for needing some time to process that.
Is there anything else you guys would like to do in the Feather House?
How much...
Other than stay there forever?
Yeah, obviously we just want to have a sleepover and roleplay that for the next 3 days.
Elian would very much like to take a shower.
There is a waterfall in Malik's Zen Garden.
It's a water feature.
Right. Yeah.
Water feature, yeah. So,
How much of the talking our group did during our drinking does Drax remember, specifically about all the things that like Ardrin shared?
history check, disadvantage.
Disadvantage. I passed my constitution check in the morning.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah. So you weren't hungover, but you guys were drinking a lot.
I was drinking. Oh, that's not bad. Let's see. So 15 plus my history is 15.
You remember a good a good portion of it. Yeah, I'd say about 3/4 of everything that was said. There might be some things you've slipped out, but yeah, you get the gist.
Yeah. She kind of like looks at him with a smirk, but doesn't say anything. We should get to this.
Out of game, would Ardrin have said anything in that conversation that Elian did not know? Just curious.
Yes.
Okay, then I will definitely not go back and watch that video. I
Right.
purposely didn't because I wasn't there.
All right, you guys head to the. There's a lot said. So you head out of the Feather House, and yeah, I think you said Reggie's staying in the Feather House.
I don't think Yeah, so I will just ask her, I'm like, would you do this for your auntie? Would you just stay in the Feather House for another couple days or weeks?
Days.
Okay.
I will not stay for weeks. I will jump out of there, even if it means I rip a hole through your
Oh,
pocket.
please don't do that. That might wreck my backpack.
I don't know how it would work anyways, but the point is days, not weeks. Okay?
All right. Tussle their hair.
I send Reggie a message that says, when we get to Heegarishiel, I'll take you to visit any college you like.
I would like that very much. Thank you. So, at this point, sake of brevity, you head back into town where you can see that they're using ropes and pulleys and the brawniest folk they can find. Try and drag the ship up to the top of the cliff rather than build a new tavern that's structurally sound.
They just really liked where it was.
I'm
The
looking to see
resources
if
are
I have
limited.
It's really brought the
Any
room
s-
together. Yeah.
Do I have any spells that might help with this? Just looking. I mean, I've got my good old fabricate.
They're
I'm
just
looking to-
about there. They seem like they
I know. I'm looking. Mostly, I just want to make it more structurally sound before we go.
They're just doing this by hand?
Yeah. I mean, they're strong folk. A lot of like longshoremen and people who are used to.
Are there any
You know,
like beasts of burden helping out with this, or is it
What's
just
that?
people? Are there any
It's
beasts?
just,
of burden?
it's almost the whole town. Yeah, you can. There's at least looking at first glance, you think you see a minotaur, and then it's wait a minute, that's just a bull.
Logistically, did they have enough rope to make this happen, Matt?
Yeah, it's a pirate town. They got a whole bunch of ropes and
We're the only ones that forget rope.
yeah. Oh no, a cliff fall damage. Oh no, if only there was some way.
No,
Yeah.
I don't actually have. My spells are kind of useless here, but he will sort of fly. Like when they get it to the top of the cliff, he'll kind of fly up and take a
Good
look
job,
and say,
boys.
Golf clap.
Yep.
and say, no, sorry to intrude. You very clearly know what you're doing, but if you were to add some reinforcements here, and perhaps shore up this edge of the cliff at this point, we might avoid such a catastrophe in the future.
About the second or third time it's happened, right, Dale? Oh, it's about the third by my reckon.
Yes,
Well, thank you.
I do.
Keep that in mind.
Do highly recommend this. Here you go. He like sketches out like super quick on a sheet of paper from his notebook, like rips it off, hands it over the. There you go. If you follow that ought to keep this from happening again.
And that's supposed to be the front of the boat.
It's upside down.
Oh dear
Oh,
gosh.
God, that's right.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I see that. And these little stick figure guys right there. If I just put a little arm on him, then that could just be you there holding up the ship for all eternity.
That's not a stick figure. It's a strut. But all right.
Yeah,
Well,
he likes to strut around, all right.
Oh dear. All right. Well, have fun hauling it back up the mountain again, and then he'll fly off to the others.
Hey, leave that rope, boy! And he goes, they continue singing their sea shanty and.
Oh.
Send the cricket over.
Wait, the cricket?
The mechanical cricket?
Little.
Oh, you mean my praying mantis? No,
Yeah,
my praying
mantis.
He's a praying mantis. Clyde is a praying mantis.
Jiminy?
Exactly.
Clyde.
That's where I was
Now I'm
going
just
with.
picturing Clyde just like at the very bottom of the ship, like. And then you start walking away.
I don't
Flies up
remember
there.
what.
Let's turn it into a Disney movie real quick.
I do not remember Clyde's strength model. I'll have to look that up. I don't think it's much.
You guys find yourselves soon enough boarding the airship, which lifts off
Yay.
shortly after your arrival. You get kind of like settled in.
Yeah, his strength's a -3. He's not going to be very helpful.
Thalpin Weldquist, the security officer aboard the ship, looks a little bit kind of sidelong at the two new guests.
Problem?
We were already
Well-
on board the ship, weren't we?
You were. It's not that. These ships are not necessarily the best equipped to handle horses.
Oh, that's no problem at all. Really, it's not a problem. I get that a lot. Lindsay,
I didn't realize you'd resummoned Lindsay since we got back.
oh no, Lindsay's been in the she's been in the stables.
Ah.
Yeah,
Oh, that's right, because you were asking in the last session.
yeah. Lindsay, come here, dear. Puts his hand on Lindsay. That's a good girl. And he takes off Lindsay's bridle. And when he takes off her bridle, she disappears.
What the fuck?
He's done this before, Draxa.
I don't remember that happening before.
Just well,
the last time we boarded the ship.
It's not every day that you see a horse disappear.
or reappear. Honestly,
You have killed
But-
your horse.
no,
Your loyal steed.
no, no.
Well,
She's not dead. She shall return.
Can you just put him in your pocket then? Like, you just put his reins in your pocket and you're good to go?
This is actually technically called the bridle. The reins are attached
Sure,
to.
man.
starts he read the whole Wikipedia page on like bridles and reins and bits and all the
Get it
things,
ready
and
to
then
go.
Those
What?
things, but like, can you just like put your horse in your pocket?
No, I don't put my horse in my pocket.
It's
It doesn't
pocket
work
horse.
like that,
It's a
Malik.
pocket horse.
Right, I'm going to go check those modifications I made in the propulsion system, if you'll excuse me. And he just scampers aboard the ship to go check and make sure his repairs haven't been undone.
Toss me your
welcome aboard
horse.
this scout.
I'm sorry, Malik. What was that?
Toss it to me.
I'm not gonna toss you my horsey.
Called her a horsey.
I can't believe I actually said that out loud.
Never mind, I don't want it.
That's quite all right. It's just a remnant of childhood. I don't know why they came out that way.
Oh god. It's because you're a dad, Matt.
Shut up, Mike.
Am I the only
Oh,
childless
goodness.
wonder in this stream? I'm the only childless wonder in this stream.
That's
I
quite all right.
agree.
You have so many cats.
I do.
You have more than enough children.
I have 3 cats, a snake, and a husband. I'm good.
You're fine.
God.
Well, while you're checking the horsey, I'm gonna go talk to the captain about the vroom vroom. Right there.
All right. Soon enough, Adraxa, you see Captain Hottie Pants. Zilo Benbow is there at the helm.
Captain,
Oh, hello.
could you please set the course for Heegarishiel?
Certainly.
We're not gonna
Well, what's-
stop for pirates or anything this time. We're just gonna go straight through.
Oh, should be a straight shot. We're not expecting any company or anything.
Yeah, we never are.
Passing clear of the Regana, we should be there probably. No longer following that, now that we don't have to babysit any of those ships, we should be there probably today.
Today. That's great.
Lovely.
So,
While we are on board the airship, I would like to cast Identify as a ritual on the armband that I got from my monkey friend.
Nice.
sure. Okay. It is. So what it does, it is an armband that allows you to cast a spell from a different origin within a 30-foot radius of you.
Ooh.
So similar to Mage Hand, what you do is once you've attuned to this armband, you can cast a spell where you don't necessarily. So for example, you could cast Lightning Bolt, not originating from where you are, but from another point within 30 feet of you.
Nice. That's pretty cool. That also means that if it was like a touch spell, I could do it 30 feet away.
Yeah.
Cool. Do I have any attunement slots left is the question. I need to check. I'm an artificer. I have a lot of them, but they might all be used right now. But that's cool.
Thanks for that
Does it have a
hype,
fancy... Did you give it a fancy name? Hey, Hype Train!
I don't know what the fancy name is really. Oh, nice.
I'm gonna call it the monkey armband then.
Yeah, the monkey armband sounds like it's a perfect name for it. All right.
Thanks for the gift sub, Pete.
Oh, nice.
Your character is so much cooler than mine. Mine just punches things. You have like all these cool things you can do. I'm so
Artist,
jealous.
man.
Punch things better than anyone else in the whole group.
It's not
You
even.
punch
I'm
things pretty well,
mediocre at
though.
You
best.
punch things really
Yeah.
well.
I can like cartwheel into rooms pretty solid, but
I
no
also
no one
I
else
also
has to
still have
throw a horse.
my mystery herbs from the Burning Isles in my inventory. I'm sure
Oh,
those
yeah.
will come into play eventually.
Eventually.
Mystery herbs, did you say?
Yes. Alien does smoke a pipe, so we'll see what happens.
Did I get my grape berries?
You mark down where they would be.
Can
You
I
never
go back
return
for
to
'em?
them after, no,
Damn it.
unfortunately. But now you know that great berries still exist in the Burning
It's
Isles.
just alright. If I'd taken Spinecrusher there, he would have squashed him.
Except for the fact that you said Arlington to go traipse through the woods
No!
all to find the
Mm.
God. You're
Killed another genus of plant in 2 weeks. Fuck.
Oh dear.
well, they were cultivated first, and then this time they naturally evolved over however many millennia or hundreds of years and everything, whatever, all to then, well. So,
They warn you about the butterfly effect. They don't warn you about the rhino effect when you travel with Mates of Fate. It's not good.
So time passes pretty idly. Some of the crew are playing cards, that sort of thing. Most of them are checking at their stations. And soon enough, you hear kind of like a clank, clank as one of the flight officers comes walking down the long hall in the ship, announcing that you're approaching Heegarishiel. Looking out through one of the windows by the sky deck, you're able to see the full island of Regana. You see the many terraced slopes of limestone, and you see the fields and fields of vineyards, rocky outcroppings of stones jutting out of the water. You look closely enough, you might be able to see dolphins. There's the quaint little town of Regana. And then farther up ahead, you can see Heegarishiel. You see the endless coastline running out northward. No other airships like you would normally see. But you see at least what looks like scaffolding. Scaffolding all over the city. You can see buildings being raised up. You'd left only a few weeks ago, and already some of them look like they're ready for paint. Buildings that weren't there before. You can see, even in the hollowed out lot that had once been the brass tower and the tower brass and the cathedral of sand, you can see the start of a foundation being cleared out. You can see sands already whipping up, forming the spires at College of Magic. All around the entire city, you can see that it's being rebuilt. Alien, far enough to the north, you can see the sprawling market of Jateka and imagine that they're already barking out prices and offers, discounts. So, soon enough, the scarab...
He's sort of watching from the observation deck, thinking, oh, I've never seen it from the air before. It truly is beautiful.
It's changed a lot.
Well, it did disappear and then reappear, but it feels the same. Feels like home.
Everything changes, one of the crewmen says. Hopefully for the better.
Everything changes, but sometimes the important things stay the same.
Well, I'll drink to that once we're ready to drink. We're touching down. Everyone get to your seats.
Elian just sort of lights his pipe and nods and then goes to his seat.
Soon enough, the ship finds a spot where it can touch down. One of the, looks like a repurposed building with just a wide flat roof that's currently being used as a airport in the interim, or skyport, I guess would be. Right? So, you touch down and there you exit the scarab, find yourselves walking again on land. A familiar city. God, the smell hits you at once. It's wonderful, and then also that a little bit of an animal smell to it. Most cities have that, but this one's different. It's the dryness of the air. Just kind of gets you.
You sort of notice a bounce to Elian's step that you haven't noticed before, in that everywhere else, I mean, he's someone who's very comfortable in his own skin, but this is a place where he truly feels at home, and you can see it in the way that he walks and the way he moves through crowds and the way his eyes land on things. Like this is the place that he truly sort of belongs.
How long has it been since you were home?
About a year or two, probably. Been
So-
quite a while. I was here very briefly after the return, but was immediately sent out by the guild and had not really had time to do much of anything other than assure myself that it really was back.
So you were in Fergendal when it disappeared?
Yes. Well, no, I was in the Dwarven markets.
Oh.
I was on a mission from the Jewelers Guild. I'm sorry, perhaps I never thoroughly explained that. I am, in fact, a member of the Jewelers Guild in, I suppose, questionable standing. It seems that my desire to add utility to beautiful objects is not always of interest to our clientele, and so I am sort of, I suppose, held on retainer for more special requests. And in the meantime, I am frequently sent about the world to deliver messages. I have become somewhat of a glorified errand boy, it's true, but I was securing a supply line with the dwarven markets when the city disappeared, and well, as soon as it reappeared, I returned and made it perhaps 20 steps inside the city gates when I was commandeered by members of the guild, rushed into the guild hall, and immediately sent back out to... Oh god, gotta look at the map. Immediately sent back out to open the correct window, Sarah. Thank you. Immediately sent back out to Kradatesh to ensure that trade would be reaffected immediately.
So, your family, did they stay safe or did you lose anyone?
I do not know. That is part of the reason I am so glad to be back. I mean, Mother... I don't know where Mother is. This is not her hometown, but my father and my sisters, half-sisters or adoptive half-sisters, I do not... My sisters are here. My adoptive father is here, and... Well... I can only assume my sisters would have been in their respective colleges. My father rarely leaves home.
At this point, from behind you, you hear commotion as some of the refugees start to meet a crowd of people that have been waiting, gathered there. You can see there's hundreds of people from the city itself waiting to see who's there. You see a woman. Yvel! Yvel! Yvel, is there anyone named Yvel? You see another family. I miss you so much. Look how much you've grown. You see tears, joy, hope dashed. You see an old man clapping his arms on what you take to be maybe a son. You see what looks like maybe sisters. One of them walks, shakes her head. The other one drops to her knees and begins wailing. You see every spectrum of joy, of sorrow, of emotion. All of it. Above all, it's closure for most. That you think is at the very least coming. And a whole lot of joy. Soon enough, there's a raucous cheer as you see a quartet of young men. You see one of their own. They couldn't kill me! The whole damn ship cracked in half and they couldn't kill me! They say, let's go drink! And they just lift him up on their shoulders and then begin parading him through the city. Soon enough, you see Ware and her aunt come down the steps of the skyport. This is your doing. Finding us.
Welcome home.
To be back.
It's been a long time since I felt like we actually did something right. This is nice.
Plenty of work to do. I'm going to get to it.
There's a lot to be rebuilt here.
Oh. Where will you be staying?
I think we've been banned from most of the good establishments in this part of town.
Banned? Nonsense. You saved the city.
Well, like Kima said, he kind of wrecked the place last time, and
One moment.
We could always stay at my family home, provided it is still standing.
Where do you live? Were you... Presumably you're
Very
either...
good question. I don't
close-
fucking know.
either close to Jateka or towards the northern district.
Let me look at my
Well,
backstory.
yeah, you'll
really
probably
quickly.
be close to Jateka because that's close to the Brick Palace with the Artisans District.
Well, that's where I would be. I'm looking to see
Or your family.
where dad, because it would have been my father's home that we were in, so I have to go
Okay.
scroll through my Got to scroll through my backstory that I haven't
Okay.
looked at for a while.
That's okay.
Do-do-do-do-do.
There is
Heegarishiel's place.
Studios fan.
Tower
Tower
of
Bone.
Bone.
So, yeah,
Tower of
that
Bone.
makes sense.
Dad's Tower of Bone.
Yeah, so you're actually in a bit of a posh district up towards the
Yes.
far north.
That tracks. That totally
yeah.
tracks.
A little bit, yeah. So she's
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
That's actually not terribly far from where I'm heading. If you'd like, we can maybe share a sky taxi, assuming we can find one that won't charge me.
Sure.
I would be delighted to share a taxi with you.
Certainly, finding one that fit everyone might be a challenge, but I'm small. So she goes for a bit of a walk and then finds a small platform, climbs up it, and then eventually is able to hail what looks like a gondola that's flying through the sky. Just not quite nearly so fast as a scarab, but sort of kind of gently floating above the rooftops. Sees her and soon enough curves down and around and pulls up to this staired platform. You all climb in. The dwarf inside kind of like puts on some goggles and readjusts his scarf, and then she says, "How many aboard? All of you?"
How many of us
Right.
are there? Yeah.
And there's appears to be 5.
5?
Six including.
Larry. Yeah. All right. Call it 6 silver.
Happily.
Adraxa kind of eyes the vessel and gives it a once over before she climbs in. She looks a little wary. The last time she was in one of these, it got shot down. She's
Kick a tire and everything.
a tiny bit jumpy about it.
Ajaxa, you're fine. No one's going to be shooting at you.
You don't know that.
So,
It's nice to hear it quiet again.
all right. So you climb in and soon enough go to it. I actually do have a map if you want to see it.
Yes, please.
I don't know if you had to do stuff with the stream. If you guys wanted to take a quick 5.
Could we take a quick
Yeah, that's
5-minute
fine.
break?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
All right.
Let's do
So
it.
Yes.
we're going to take a quick 5 and we'll be right back. So,
Thanks for the hype train,
Thanks.
y'all. Love you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Oh.
sticking with us. We'll be right back. Unmuted already.
Neat.
We've been
And
audible
we're-
this whole
Y'all
time.
ready to see how the
Sure.
sausage is made?
Cool.
It's fine. I just gotta pick some timing
Love
on
that.
some things. Welcome back. Thanks for hanging out with us, y'all. Where are we going, Matt?
So you guys, Warren takes you down and to Elian's direction, a bit north of the council chambers, towards where some of the really, really nice mansions. Yeah, those are mansions. You see,
Oh, Spine Crusher. Oh, he's a rich kid.
you see 16-foot walled yards. You see cypresses that are probably 100 years old. Some of them probably not there for 100 years, but transplanted from somewhere else. Good God, why do people have this kind of money? You see gardens in the midst of a desert. You see statuaries and beautiful homes, really. Water features, yes. All sorts of things. You see amidst this, it's not quite so flat as most of the desert, but there's bits of rocky outcroppings that are actually here in the city. And amidst a set of the cliffs, you see actually a relatively modest home, but in a damn fine neighborhood. It looks like it's maybe like two. How do I put this? The best way to describe it would be like something you might see in the hills, like in like Beverly Hills or Hollywood or something, right? But
Yes.
your heart pounding.
Welcome. Welcome to my home. I don't entirely know who's going to be here, but this is my home. And I will start heading forward up the stairs.
Spine Crusher looks uncomfortable standing here.
This is nice.
I kind of turn back on the stairs and say, I should warn you, my father doesn't get out much. Let's be perfectly honest, I don't know the last time he's left the house. Probably 2, maybe 3 decades ago. Occasionally, he used to go to the library, but now the librarians know him so well, they simply send messengers with whatever he'd like to read, and here he is. So, well, might be a bit messy. It's a comfortable home.
We won't break anything. We're notoriously careful.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm sure anything broken can be mended. That's what we always say. And I'm assuming this here is a door?
I mean, there's 2 doors. One goes directly to the kitchen. One goes into the kind of the main living area, and also the stairwell that goes up towards the 2nd floor. Yeah.
I will open the door to the living area and head inside. Is that a thing I can open myself?
Yeah, you can click the little door icon, I think.
I did! Hey! I can walk inside! Yay!
Adorable.
And someone's here.
Yeah. You immediately see... Sorry. Karsa? Or is it Karsa? It's Karsa, right?
Karsa, yeah.
You actually hear her before you come in. You hear her playing very hard at a stringed instrument similar to a cello. She's playing, and it's lovely and sweet and beautiful and tender, and it sounds like hope. It sounds like rebuilding. It sounds like everything that's welling up inside of you. She doesn't make a stealth check to see if you can sneak up on her.
I was gonna say, I just sort of pause right inside the doorway for a second and listen before making my way fully into the room. But yes, I will absolutely roll a stealth check to see if she notices me. Let me get my character sheet. Come back. Attributes. Hi, kitty. I sense you. A 14.
Team. She's playing with her eyes closed.
Nice. Then I will
nice that
stand
you
and
did
listen
not-
for a moment. Yeah. And then I will walk up behind her and put my hands over her eyes.
Let me guess. Walked right in without knocking. Snuck up poorly on me. Oh, there's that laugh. It can only be Elian then.
Dearest sister, it is so good to see you.
I was just about to get to my favorite part.
You'll play it again later. It'll be even better, I'm sure.
I'm playing it again and again. I feel like I'm getting worse. Oh, you're back early, aren't you? It's a long way from Karatesh.
I actually took a few side trips, but airships are remarkably fast these days.
Airships? I thought there wasn't too many of those left.
There are not many, but I happen to have been riding on one, and after a few personal modifications, it zipped right along and got us here.
Well, look at you making friends in high places.
I don't know how high they are unless you count the sky, but it is so good to see you. I was not sure what had happened to you, or Laneth, or father.
Oh no, we made it through, quite fortunately.
You are all well.
Yes, I was able to help a great many people, fortunately enough. The army of Ember came through, these Genasi from out of nowhere. They came straight to the glass hearth and helped us escape for much of the danger that we were in, at least. And then from there, we were in that terrible place. I was able to help a great many people thanks to what I've learned.
I'm sure you have. You are your mother's daughter. I'm just gonna give her a huge fucking hug.
She returns it, and it's that one of those. She's probably the better hugger between your two sisters. Just
Oh, definitely, yes.
gives a really good long squeeze. Just
When
kind
you remember,
of it really is great to see you. You should
So
stay
good
in
to see you as
town.
well.
I'm hoping to earn first chair at the upcoming site. There's a performance. They've actually decided. Apparently, the glass hearth is no longer really the glass hearth. There's a glass hearth part. It has actually been destroyed. But they're looking to see if they can install an amphitheater. So that should be interesting, at least. It'd be great for
Interesting indeed.
plays,
If the
and
guilds
operas, and all sorts.
If the guild and current matters allowed it, I would be delighted to stay. You remember Ardrin, of course.
Adrian! How charming! This is so
Hello.
lovely to see you.
Hello again. Yes.
Gives you just a kiss on each cheek. And remind me again, your sisters are half-orcs, I believe. Yeah.
They would, I guess, be quarter orcs, technically?
Quarter orcs.
Because
yeah.
mom is a half orc and dad was human, so I'm guessing like they present predominantly human, but with orcish features.
Yes.
I would
okay,
say.
So yeah. So there's like a slight just like the kiss on your cheek and everything, there's just like a slight scratch of a bit of tusk. Just like
Yes.
slightly pronounced canines and everything, and just strong features, but elegant in a way.
And I have made a few new acquaintances on the way here. This is
Oh. Well, hello, everyone.
Is this Spine Crusher? This is Spine Crusher's in the room.
Spine,
Yeah.
Spine Crusher.
This is Spine Crusher. I do believe. Adraxa, do you
Oh,
come
I'm
in,
sure.
love?
Oh, hello.
I. this is
Casa.
Lovely home you have here. I'm a Drax of Storm Hammers.
And
my head's like brushing the ceiling as I stand in here.
I cannot remember our monk's name. I'm sorry.
Malik.
Malik. Oh, and Malik over here as well. They were instrumental in my speedy return, as
Wow.
well as bringing back many of our refugees.
I'd heard rumors about that.
Yes, it does seem that the Exodus crashed out in the Burning Isles, and well, there's a bit of refugee camp there that they are slowly working on making their way back home.
That's
I had asked for word of you there, but no one had heard, so I'm very glad to see that you are right, sister.
yes. Malik, is it?
Oh yeah.
I'm not entirely certain, but I think I might have seen you in the midst of the battle. Could be wrong.
He was there.
Which battle? Which battle are we talking?
Heegarishiel, the whole city
Hmm.
under siege.
Oh yeah. Brutal.
I seem to recall you helping people. I don't recall seeing you others, but sorry, it's... Thank you, I should say.
Give like a nice bow.
Well, Father is in his usual place, and Laneth is, well, you hear this sound coming from out back. Also in her usual place. They've actually... Father's had to have artisans come in, workers, to reinforce the lining of the shed with lead plating on a shed. Can you imagine?
I'm sure he'd never thought he'd miss me, but here we are. Laneth never was the subtle type, was she?
It's completely taken over your old workshop. I'm sorry. Did what
Oh,
we
that's
could,
fine. It's fine.
but- No,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
rarely
It's fine.
here these days.
The neighbors are ready to revolt. They're ready to call up the favors with the High Council if they can to
Oh, I dare them to face her down. I would watch with glee.
well, I would as well, actually. That would be quite a spectacle.
Well,
Hey, Father.
would you? Yes, would you do me a kindness and show our guests some hospitality while I go visit Father? I don't want to inundate him with too many
certainly. You
strangers
must
at
be
once.
hungry. Come to the kitchen. We have actually a full spread out.
Oh, why didn't you say so earlier?
Right. So she leads you outside and then across. Or actually, no, she wouldn't do that. She would take you through the narrow hallway. So This way. You can see through the kind of like almost like, or I guess you could say like almost like French doors or so, like windows and everything's arced ceiling or arced top to it. You can see the little shed, which seems to let another noise out, at which you see a bit of dust. Sound of a cough from inside. Nothing else. She leads you down the hallway. Excuse me. Passes past you, opens the door. Just showing some guests some hospitality. You hear a kind of a grumble. No reaction otherwise from the old man. Adraxa, you see a human man kind of sitting slumped in a chair, reading a book by some candlelight. He kind of gives a wave but doesn't acknowledge. She opens the door then out of this study full of books into a kitchen that is amazingly fragrant. You can see there's actually something wonderful happening. Dishes and pots and everything. You would think that there was an invisible servant cooking right now, moving everything, stirring the pan. Smells bubbling up, filling the air with this aroma like cinnamon, like cardamom, like everything good. Grains of paradise crack open in midair and then fall into a pot. On the table in front of you, you can see an array of soups, of dips with chickpeas and red peppers. You can see garlic and breads, and every single one of them looks crispy and smells delicious. Fruits that you haven't even ever seen, even in the Burning Isles, and it's all laid out.
Casita.
I sort of turn back to Malik behind me and sort of give him the "can you give us a moment" gesture and gesture towards the door down to the kitchen.
I'm fine, but okay.
I sent him a message, and I just sent him a message and I was like, I need a moment with my father.
Oh, now you remember my name.
Oh my god. That was an out of game moment. Fuck off. Alright, anyway. Also, I don't know where Malik is going. I'm going to let Malik do what Malik's going to do.
I was trying to get in this room here. I went back down the hallway and...
The walls. The walls.
I don't know why we're around here.
Is Ardrin going to the kitchen, or is Ardrin hanging out in the family quarters? Okay, I guess Ardrin's hanging out in the family quarters, so that's fine. Then after they're all in the kitchen, I will close.
Let me move my.
Okay.
Here. Sorry.
I wasn't sure where you were going. That's fine.
No, I stayed in the room. I just didn't know where everybody else was going. It's fine. I also keep hitting walls for some reason.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's my
No,
fucking dumbass fault for hitting walls. I do it to my players all the time. Don't worry.
It's true. We get stuck in them usually.
Yeah.
Can we pretend that he barges in on your important conversation?
Oh, sorry. Wrong room.
Part of the kitchen.
Apologies. How the hell do I get out of this place?
There was a door. There was a door right there.
Yeah, there's another door.
I love that Ardrin just like moves around. He completely doesn't know where the hell he's going.
Has anyone seen
back
Ardrin?
down the hallway that he went.
Another door right there.
Looks, sees no one in the fucking room. Goes back out the door. Looks at the courtyard. Goes. Bulls, and then just like goes all the way back around, comes back in the room. Yep, this is happening.
Ardrin's one of the companions from Skyrim.
This is what he's like. He just like walks into a wall and just like he's lagging out.
He's
lagging out.
Like holding a warhammer, like ready to go.
You just glitched out. You're stuck in a door.
Super glitching out.
Yeah.
Finally joins the four in the other room.
When they all figure out doors and walls and.
And Elliot closes the door.
Matt, can you triple the amount of doors that you add on your map from now on?
Oh, absolutely, man.
First try.
Maybe double wide them hallways a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, it's gonna look like a Home Depot, that one section.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, like the old hardware store room of doors that I used to get lost in when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
When they are
Real big doors.
All right.
What did they sell?
Once
Real
the Keystone Cops have made it through the study, I will just sort of gently place my hands on my father's shoulders from behind.
Alien.
Hello, Father. It's good to see you. I'm
Back
glad to see you're well.
already? It's, of course I'm well.
But the
Sorry.
entire city did disappear for a year, Father. Pardon me for being concerned.
Oh, did it? I was here in my study.
Of course you were.
Well,
Uncover anything interesting in my absence?
this is an entertaining one. Story. I'm not quite so academical as you might my typical. But an expedition by Balvea tore me through the Griffin's Fall. I'm not sure. It's interestingly enough. Let's be honest. It's more feels like a work of fiction at parts. You're back already. How was Karatetesh?
Karatetesh was Karatetesh. It was. I was in fact summoned by one of the High Priestesses to assist our friend Aldrin.
You summoned to the Inzikri.
Yes, I know.
Well,
Most interesting. I was not struck by lightning, fortunately.
Surprised the whole place didn't collapse under the weight of your logical arguments that you heaped upon them, I'm sure.
I did bite my tongue. Mother taught me a few tricks.
And what did Mother have to say about you?
I have not seen her. I was wondering if you had heard anything from her recently since your return.
You went to Karatetesh. You never bothered to pay your mother a visit.
To the best of my knowledge, she was not there.
Really?
Yes.
Oh.
Why?
No.
Is that where you assumed her to be?
I thought she'd be there, yes. I'm not sure. I suppose she was... It's hard to keep track of someone who, even as much as she corresponds, it's hard to keep track of someone who is half the world away. As you know.
Indeed.
Especially when said person won't just simply pick up a damn stone that you give her, that you can talk to, and she can talk back to you, wherever she is in the world. But no, the taint of magic upon it, and therefore it's
Yes.
forbidden, verboten, whatever word she wanted to use to describe it. Damn that woman, I love her, and there's no way I'd put up with her otherwise.
I know. I feel very much the same way. Father, there was...
Another
One-
explosion from the shed in the back. I
feel-
swear.
I see Lanneth is hard at it.
She's done this thing. She's taken folded sheets of steel, and you know there's contraptions that fire out projectiles. Well, she's filled these tubes full of the stuff they use, saltpeter and whatnot, and the things go off straight up into the air. Things that might revolutionize transportation, or communication, or probably, honestly, obliteration, if you ask me.
At the very least, keep the local roofers in business.
It certainly will. I've had to. Did Yuzikasa, I had to have the whole thing reinforced with lead plating and.
So she said.
Oh god! So she's perfecting her ingredients for the concentration of the different things for a formula for creating some sort of propellant. I'm not sure what will come of it, but what I know is that the neighbor insists that it's disrupting. You saw the pond. It's new.
I did, yes. That is new.
Neighbor is Kanyuri raises these fish, rubica, something I don't know what it's called, but prize fish. Can you imagine such a thing? They raise fish to be judged based on the color and size, to be whether or not there is a competition, and he's insisting, your daughter's loud disruptions are bothering my fish, and they can't get any sleep. What a madman!
I mean,
Yes,
I cannot argue with the art of husbandry, of plants, of animals. It's been around for centuries, but I can't imagine noise having much to do with it. He sounds rather crotchety, if you ask me.
Oh god, if you can imagine his neighbors, just one thing after another.
Yes,
that
well,
wants to do
that's
with
why
me.
you never leave the study, isn't it?
It's done me no wrong just yet, so.
Father, I was wondering something. Back in the early days, I might remember more than you think. When you and Mother first met and used to have your rather long conversations/debates late into the night.
If you ask me, we're still having the same conversation. Just one
Oh.
conversation that has yet to terminate.
Well, did you ever uncover anything about Krustak that Mother could not explain? I mean, not that she couldn't explain as she would explain it, but that she could not explain logically.
No, you know how I feel about explanations. It's a problem with it. All of that superstition, poppycock. The problem is that she can, any explanation, she can adapt or change her stance or backpedal on something to say, oh, well, it was Krustak's will, but, he can change his will in all, mysterious ways, all that nonsense.
Yes.
Such a convenient thing that the workings of gods are a mystery to us. Here's my thing. We live in a world where we cannot deny the existence of gods. But we Heegarishiel choose to seek a path that separates us from them, only in that their designs, their aims, do not care for us. Therefore, why should we try so hard to please someone who will use us how you saw, from what I've heard during the battle itself? It was that I didn't see it, of course, being in my study, but I've heard there was...
Well, Father, you know that you and I are of one mind on this subject.
Something troubling you. You seem like something's bothering you. You've got this same look on your face when you started figuring out about there's some jump in theory that had changed your paradigm shift or something.
Yes, there has been a bit of a paradigm shift, as you say. Recently, I've uncovered some information that... Well, I know that Mother needs to know it, but I don't know if she can know it, if that makes any sense.
Oh, believe me, I know exactly what you mean. Your mother knows what she knows, as I would put it, and she knows it with certainty, with absolute conviction. If you try to convince her of anything contrary to it, she'll say that you're trying to deceive her. Logic is a distortion of God's truth in her mind. How can you argue with someone like that? You try to use reason, and instead she falls back on, oh, you're trying to corrupt me with your clever little wordplay. No, I know the truth.
But what about truth? What about actual truth that is in opposition to the truth which she believes? How can one convince her of that? It's not logic, it's not opinion, it's an actual fact of the universe, but it is counter to everything that she holds dear. How can one convince her of that, or can I not?
Or to anyone other than your mother, I'd say that the work of the eyes can be the most compelling evidence of any argument, but your mother would likely doubt that her eyes were her own. Surely she's being deceived by some charm, some malactor. I remember your mother. Shortly after I met her, I went to go find her, and one day there was a man walking out of a bookshop carrying a full stack from his navel to his chin. And she said, "Oh, would you like me to help you?" And he said, "Oh, well, yes, that would be very kind of you. Thank you indeed." She takes all of his books and instead shoves the scripture in his hand and says, "This is all you need," and walks off. Just like that.
Of course she did.
Dumps his books in the gutter, and then he's... no! Oh, I knew these. These are not... Oh, it's a whole thing. I went up to her and said, you can't just do that, you know. She says, of course I did. I just did.
That is Mother. You're right. I am troubled, but I am troubled with what I fear cannot be solved through your counsel or through mine own. It must...
It's hard for me to know what you need to convince her of. You'll stay. Yes, you're not going... The guild hasn't summoned you off to hurry on towards Flowherd or the Sword Coast at this point, have they?
The guild has not summoned me, no. I may need to leave. I brought some companions with me, and we are...
That was that noise, and I thought that Laneth had been conducting another failed experiment.
Well, some of it was Laneth, and some of it was my compatriots, who are, shall we say, not the quietest sort. But, other business may take me away, but I will endeavour to stay as long as I can. It has been too long, and it is so good to see you, and it is such a relief to see that you are safe, that for the time being that will be my comfort, and I will deal with my further problems when I must.
At this point, behind you, bursting through the door, comes a soot-covered, in like this apron and you know, leather gloves. Kind of you could see like there's a pale mark, like a ring, like raccoon eyes in reverse around the eyes, where all around it is dirt and soot and smudge and everything around her face. And this big, super satisfied, toothy grin. I've got it. I think I figured out that... Alien, you're back.
Hello, Lana. Haven't blown the roof off my shed yet, I presume?
No, it's not your shed. You haven't been there in years.
It'll
Not
always
been
be
your
my
Well,
shed.
It will never
It's
be
good
your
to
shed
see.
anymore.
It's good to
I've
see you, sister.
Personalized it.
I dread to see what you have done to the place.
I've
But I-
revolutionized it. I've made it an
Oh,
actual working workshop.
I'm afraid I need to fill my stomach before I can see what you've done to the place. Would you like to come meet my friends?
Friends? You have friends? Certainly.
Don't laugh. Well, you know Audrin, and yes, the others are new, but come along.
Father,
And
you
I'll
coming?
head into the
This is-
kitchen.
At this point, your father, Terrell says, Charles, a moment, this is getting to a good part. I'm just going.
I had nothing to do with it. It was her. I saw it from across the room. It wasn't my fault.
He's gonna be fine. I just scratched him a bit. Just
He
wash
only
it
has
out.
2 eyes.
What have you done? Oh my god, I'm just looking at the chat.
What is happening in the chat? There's a chat going on.
I kept hearing dice roll, and I didn't know what was happening.
Jax is sitting at the table, just like hucking nuts at her friends, trying to get them in her mouth, but Peg spine crush on the eye with a macadamia.
I took 1 macadamia damage.
Oh man! Wait a minute. Does the macadamia nut hit you?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Or make us Constitution saving.
Oh
He
my
did.
god.
I did. I got a 15.
Is he allergic? Is he allergic to nuts?
Finger of nut.
Spine crusher. Your throat starts to tighten. a bit.
Oh god.
Oh, gracious.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
I was like, do I have a spell for that shit?
Luckily, there's a paladin in the room.
Yeah. It's called haste because it's effectively epinephrine, right? Yeah.
Kind of.
I mean, I was looking for protection from poison, but I'll
I
take
guess
it.
an artificer would actually have an EpiPen, wouldn't they, for haste?
I
Oh,
feel
God.
like...
Just be a fucking EpiPen.
Well met.
Oh, God.
All right. Yeah.
Hello,
Elliot,
friends.
you see a wonderful spread, and you're not sure that you've seen the automated food production thing. That's new.
No, that is new.
Oh, you're welcome. That's not.
Oh,
Well,
thank you,
that point-
Lana.
Yeah, at that point, Karsa says, "Oh, don't take the credit. That was boyfriend. And,
Oh.
No, he's a friend, a colleague from.
Colleague, is that what we're calling it these days? Interesting little sister. See, I'm not the only one with secrets.
Not a secret. It's not a secret because it's not a thing. This is really. That's a pretty big favor.
Do the insight bullshit check? Because can I call it bullshit check?
What's your passive bullshit?
Bullshit check!
Passive bullshit.
16. That is lower than my passive, but that's okay. 16.
Laneth is really bad at bullshitting. She's just no.
All right.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not serious or a thing at all.
It's little sister, you may keep your secrets if you wish. It is good to see you regardless. I'm very happy to be home. Please do allow me to introduce my friends. This is the Drax of Stormhammers. This is Spine Crusher. This is Malik. And of course, you know Audrin.
Hello, I'm Laneth. I'm the better sister. Carsus. Better sister, mine.
Each of my sisters is delightful in their own way. They can't help being deliciously competitive.
Only a little.
Very bright. You remind me of some witches I once knew.
Hello again, Laneth.
It's good to see you, Audrin. You're looking well.
Thank you. Did you change your hair?
No, hair's still on top of my head. That tongue is still getting a bit tied up, though, isn't it?
No.
Why are you stuttering now? You weren't stuttering a minute ago.
I'm perfectly.
Can I insight check Audrin right now?
Yes, with advantage.
Roll a deception check.
Given
With
that you're-
disadvantage.
given that you know-
26.
Fuck, I'm not even gonna try.
26.
I'm not even gonna fucking try. Not even.
He has
So?
the hots for my sister, doesn't he?
Always have.
Maybe a bit of jealousy at this also.
Interesting.
Wait, there's some guy that's coming over and cooking meals for her, for everybody, for these the hell.
I noticed the sexual tension and I go, sup.
Oh, hello. What's your name?
Malik, how you doing?
Doing quite well. Pleasure to meet your acquaintance, Malik.
Why are you
You want-
talking
you
like
want- Let me do
Arjun
a
looks over
backflip.
at Malik like, what the fuck, bro?
You want to see me do a backflip?
A backflip. Why would you do a backflip right now? You'll
Just, it can't help
Please roll an acrobatics.
acrobatic check right now.
Elliot just lights his pipe and leans back against the wall to watch this display. He knows his sisters are cute. He thinks this is fucking hilarious.
16.
Yeah, you do a backflip.
Why are you both acting weird?
At this point,
Pretty good, you know.
I do not.
I send a Draxa a message and say, they're both attracted to my sister. It's quite amusing.
Adrax, you hear this voice in your head.
Spine Crusher has no idea what's going on, and he just looks confused.
Oh god, just
Are you okay, Adraxa? What are you doing?
I just heard a voice in my head that said Arjun and Malik find someone's sister's attractive.
Right, well, I'm gonna go for a walk.
Is attractive.
At this point, Elian cracks up laughing and goes to get
I'll-
something to eat.
I'll
I
just
am
This is
alarmed.
too funny.
I am
This is the-
alarmed.
Arjun turns to the door. This is a door. Yes. I'll be outside with my horse.
Is it the kitchen spirits?
This door will not open. What is
It's a
this?
push. It's a push,
I-
Arjun.
It says. I don't see any signs that says push on it. It has a
The
handle.
hinges are on the.
Why would we have a sign?
Bloody hell! I can't. Open a
Elliot
fucking
just opened the door for you and then lets you go out.
and then shuts the door.
Spinecrusher walks over to the sisters and like just objectively just like looks at him with his eyes real close and just
They're
like,
cracking
Yes.
up at this point. Yeah.
you are easy to look at, yes. Not like a weird way, and then he just like walks away. I can see why.
Make a charisma check.
I'm not trying to be charismatic, but okay.
Nice. This is good. This is really what I want to. I tune into this channel just for this shit. Let's do it.
I'm gonna cartwheel out the door.
That's gonna be a
Oh
6.
my god. Oh my god.
It's like I introduce like the two female NPCs. One of them plausibly has a boyfriend, and all three guys immediately start choking up and like.
We're
Elliot-
stuck with Thrax.
Elliot literally, Elian just quietly laughs to himself and says, "It's good to be home." And then he sends a message to Laneth saying, "You're incorrigible. You shouldn't encourage them."
She replies back with, "I don't encourage everyone, but I find it incredibly encouraging." Oh,
Elian throws something at her. Like a date or something. He picks up a date and just chucks it at her.
The same nut from before.
yeah, the same first macadamia.
The worst
Episode title
type
right
of nut.
there.
The worst nut.
You're so right.
Macadamias are delicious. Stop that.
No, they're the worst.
His
Oh, no,
opinion
they're
is
so
yours.
good. Are you kidding?
Uh-oh.
Is this real life?
Inter-party fighting.
Let's say this
Am I
is
thinking
both.
of the
Right now.
right
You
nut?
guys want
Hold
a
on.
conversation about whether macadamias are the worst, and character as well. So yeah.
What are you talking about? Macadamias are absolutely delicious.
I like
Yeah,
them when
no,
they're baked
I gotta
into something.
differ.
You hear from the
Oh,
other
these-
side of the. You hear from the other side of the door. I like them too.
These are roasted. They are the best that way. Here, try one. And he'll try and chuck one into Spinecrusher's mouth.
Dexterity check.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hit me in the eye again, the other eye this time.
Dexterity check. Let's-
That'll be a nat 1.
Alright, hold on. My dex isn't terrible. It's okay.
Oh my god.
You're not expecting
on.
it, and it just kind of. Ow! Yeah.
Normal. 19.
It's a very well. It hits him in the lip. Like you couldn't have gotten any closer to his mouth than like.
Hits him right in the uvula.
He's just like, no, I refuse.
Oh, I'm choking! Does anyone know the Heimlich?
I can't help it if you choose to close your mouth, but they are delightful, and he'll pick up another one and toss it into his own mouth. Well, if we're all done flirting with my sisters,
Are we?
we could sit down and have dinner.
That was flirting? That makes no sense.
Yes, so Drax said that was flirting. I know it was painful, but that's how it works in this house.
They don't. He
So-
doesn't usually act like that.
For whatever reason, both of my sisters reduce every man around them into blubbering idiots.
Well, it's mostly me. Shut the hell up! Like it's mostly you.
Good for you.
You're both my mother's daughters. You've just choose to use your charisma for different endeavors. Either way, shall we sit down and have dinner?
Certainly.
Please.
Pass the bread, please. No, not
I
that
cast a message to Ardrin that says it's safe to come in now. They've calmed down.
You just hear. Fuck. And then the
I
door.
The door.
He's like, he's outside.
Okay, you know what? You've
Trying to
you
push through this
somehow
time.
managed to lock the door from the outside.
I did.
Oh my god.
Knock,
I will
knock.
get up.
It is-
I will walk back over and unlock the damn door.
I'm not. I have problems that can be solved. I choose. Anywho,
How's your horse, Aldrin?
I walk up. Before he can get to the door, I put both hands on his face and say, "Friend, it's fine. Just come
My face-
inside and have something to eat."
yes, my
And then I go back and sit next to Andraxa and
She
continue laughing at everyone.
She wants to know how your horsey is.
my. Well,
Your horsey?
no. I never called Lindsay horsey ever.
You did about 2 hours ago.
No,
Toss him here. Toss him here.
no, not
Do you
at all.
brush her hair and give her pink ribbons as well?
All right, everyone, we're going to sit down and have a pleasant dinner.
Oh, this is pleasant. We're having fun.
Oh
Elliot.
my god.
She's mine.
Boo, boo. You're such a
Sis-
buzzkill. Always serious.
Sister? Sister, please be kind. We've had a very long few days, and some of them woke up very hungover this morning. If you could be so kind as to have a bit of mercy, I'll owe you a favor.
I'll go tap on Ardren's shoulder and say, "You can have the pretty one, I'll take the crazy one." And then I'll just walk away without specifying which one's...
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, Malik is just like, wait, he says that, and Arjun's like, wait, which,
This point, as they walk over, you hear a voice coming from the study saying, "Laneth, dear, aren't you going to wash up before? I mean, you've got all that soot all over you." "Oh.
Oh, Father, it's fine. We've seen her worse. Come and join us for dinner, won't you?" And Elian is just going to start mage hand serving food all over the table to all the plates.
Ooh, looks delicious.
Am I right in thinking you're not one of those Say Grace type families?
No.
Cool. Okay.
You are in Heegarishiel, my darling.
Although, if you'd like to, we can go grab Mother's scripture from the other room.
No,
Still there, right on the podium where we left it. Why don't you lead us, Ardren?
No, actually,
Laneth, this is a message, and just like in a very, like, he's been very playful the whole time, but in a message he just goes, "Laneth, no." In a very serious tone. It's a message, he can't hear it.
Arjun just sort of like, he's all sort of red-faced for a second, then when he hears that, I think his eyes sort of like glaze over for a sec, just for a second, and he's, no.
Come, friends. Friendly dinner among compatriots, shall we? This looks delicious.
It does.
Thank you for having us. We don't get a lot of home cooked meals. This is
Ellie
nice.
doesn't get a lot of friends over, so this is nice for everyone, I think.
Elian just rolls his eyes at that one.
Karsa just looks and says, "Well, it looks delicious." Yeah. And begins to eat. "Father, are you coming in?" "Almost. And good."
Father, come to dinner.
Closes the book, stretches, and you hear as he stands up from his chair, just crack, 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 from his back. Arm shaking. This looks like quite a spread. You girls must have been very busy. Wait, you went to the kitchen. All right, well, I'm not going to question it. Let's eat. Everyone. And you begin to have another one of those just fantastic Heegarishiel meals. Just flavors come to you. Soon enough, there's a bottle of wine.
For a tiny man, Elian is stuffing his face with food because he has not had this in a very long time.
Yeah, one of those like real thin ones. You can just put everything away, never gain a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys enjoy the evening. Soon enough after the meal, there's maybe more talk about the recital that Karsa is worried about, and your father is really interested in talking about the books and everything. And there's this bloke Gene Salton at the local booksellers that he's close friends with, and they talk about books, and you catch up on whether they're still, meeting up for tea every other week, and yes, they still are, and they talk books. And Laneth is denying that it's a boyfriend, but all signs seem to point that maybe it's something more serious than just colleagues. And it's home.
I will try to weasel his name out of her privately before the night is over.
Yes. And it feels absolutely like home. But there's that one empty chair at the table.
Mm-hmm.
One empty chair where you've heard many a playful yet stern disagreement between your mother and father, where you've heard many a lecture, many a scripture quoted. Your mother is not home and hasn't been for quite some time. But it's been long enough that, though the absence is still felt, you're also wondering whether the night would have gone quite so amicably,
Yes.
especially in light of what you now know and is still lingering in the back of your mind concerning those hard truths that you'll need to convince her of. And how do you convince someone of the truth when they feel they already know it? And that is where I think we're going to call it.
Nice.
So,
Very nice.
Good game,
guys,
y'all.
this was-
I mean, that's 100% where Elian is right now. Like, does not know what to do. So lost.
this was just lovely.
This is fun.
Oh, man.
Love
Now
the
I'm
descriptions
desperate
as
to find
always.
out. Desperate to find out what Ardrin said in that conversation that Elian didn't hear, but I'm not going to watch the stream because I wasn't there.
Oh, so much. So,
Oh, if Drax will
Oh, you
blurt it
got it in
out
the
the
chat.
wrong time soon. Don't worry.
what?
Perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, that's why you said that thing about the.
Hey, I now know that he's got the hots from my sister, which is hilarious.
Lovely.
Who doesn't? Am I
Amazing.
right?
I mean,
Right?
You can kind of
Hey,
keep that
Right.
My sisters are hot. My mom is hot. My mom's got charisma through the goddamn roof, y'all. That's why she's so good at her job.
Cartwheel into their heart.
Drax is ace, but like your sister, man, got her questioning.
the whole damn party.
Love it. Except for Elian, obviously, for reasons.
Yeah.
May not be blood related, but still sisters.
I've seen the Royal Tenenbaums. I don't rule anything out.
I mean,
Adopt.
I've read a lot of John Irving, but it's still a hard no over here.
This is my favorite kind of D&D right here. This is great.
Incestuous. All right. Well, with that, guys, all of you in the chat, thank you so much. We love you.
Thank you for the hype
are we
train. Thanks for
rating
hanging out.
anybody? Yeah, we had a hype train. Holy shit. Yeah. So,
Yeah, we're gonna raid somebody, and somebody else is gonna tell us what we always say here on Nate's Fate.
Unmute yourself, you dumb bitch.
We've already,
wait,
we do already say that. We say that
macadamia
a
is
lot.
going to be poisonous.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, your sister's really hot.
This was fun.
There you go.
Good night, everybody.
I got
Nailed it.
Bye.